What is the solution to this problem of mass displacement of jobs?
You know what, Mark? It's it's not what it used to be back in the day. Listen, I was a Democrat. I remember the older days, right? And now it's like it's split so far apart, man. It's like so we're not even in tune, or we're not uniting, and it's sad to see that. Listen, there's things that I don't agree that some of my colleagues or in the political world say, right? But there has to be a happy medium point, and the problem right now is that we're so far off and so separated that everything it's before they even petition a bill, it's like, oh no, they haven't even heard the bill. They haven't even heard anything. Mark, we really need I don't think we can solve it ourselves. I think we need a higher powers, man. It's more of a spiritual thing for me. Is like we need to really come to reality and unite. We're in the same country. I don't even know why we're fighting each other, my man. I really don't. It's very sad. If we were to get together as a unit and with our own country, we could be so much powerful instead of fighting with each other.
Well, I'll say, and I speak to a lot of people. I'm sure you do. Most people are going to, at least in my experience, are going to agree on the vast majority of things. It's just those small percentages. The problem, and this is, I think, another AI related problem. We talked about the AI problem of job displacement, but there's an AI problem with bots right now. We don't live in the same universes right now because my X feed, my Facebook feed, my Instagram feed is completely different from someone else's. And that gets magnified by AI creating fake news, fake content. You can make anyone say anything instantly. And in addition to that, you can have AI bots drive engagement to posts that are maybe not real or make you feel like everybody is saying one thing when it's really just one dude with a robot. So I don't know exactly how to solve that problem, but that to me seems like a significant problem with bringing the country back together.
Yeah, it is. Mark, we're at the point where I second question myself and I fact check stuff. So now that I see something on the news or I see something on the feed, I'm like, well, let me see if this is real news, and I double check different outlets and ask around. Right now, Mark, we're living in the world that they don't give the full interview, right? They only give a snippet of what they want to attract, and they put it out there, and then it makes people think differently, like, oh, he's a bad guy. When in essence, they didn't hear the whole interview or the whole conversation. So like you said, my brother, it's we're living in a world that is a little different. So I find myself fact checking a lot of things, and I'm like, I love the saying from Ronald Reagan. I use it a lot. Trust but verify, and I use that daily now.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I got to say, just to hear the very fine people hoax repeated over and over. Just recent, Obama said it during the 2020. I was very disappointed in that because it's been clearly debunked. It's clearly not true that Trump said that Nazis are good people. He clearly didn't say that. So it's actually very disappointing that that type of thing continues to get pushed. But I don't know. I do think that it does come actually back to the children, right? We have a major education problem. I was not expecting to go this way, but I just find this fascinating. You have only 1/3 of children can actually read to their grade level right now. 1/3 of American children can read to their grade level. What are their prospects moving forward in the AI world? It's not good.
No. And you know what, Mark? We need our government. We need help with the education. It boils down to teachers are so underpaid. I have a lot of friends who are in the education world, and I'll be honest with you, I actually help donate to their classroom. I just had one of my friends a couple weeks ago had asked me, hey, my daughter is going to be an elementary teacher for the first time. She's excited. She's ecstatic. They're low on funds. Could you help fund their classroom? And I'm like, it's sad. We're in the United States of America, man. And it's very sad, Mark. So that's our future, but yet we're not giving the tools to the teachers, man. They don't have the fundamentals. They don't have the right tools to help the children. And that's our future. So it boils down that we just really need to anchor down and figure out and focus on our future and the kids. The kids is everything for me, man, because I was there. Like some schools don't have the funding for computers, for iPads, And that's where I step in a little bit and help where I can. So it's sad. So listen, I mean, yeah, to get back to your point, like some kids can't even read. Is like, listen, the teachers are so overwhelmed and so much stuff that is going on that they don't have the time in a one-on-one basis, and especially if they're from poverty, right? They can't afford a tutor. The parents cannot afford someone to come in and start tutoring the children, and they just pass them on. I mean, there's so many that they just pass them on like a herd, just like keep going, and they get promoted when they're not even having the basics or the fundamentals, Mark. It's we need to circle back, and it's a thing that we need to get the government involved, and we need to take a look at our educators and our teachers out there, because they're so overlooked and so underpaid, my friend.
Yeah. Well, listen, my wife's a teacher, so I understand. I understand. And get this, we recently moved, so she had to break down her whole classroom. She has all of her stuff. She's paid $300 a year, in a government stipend to like buy supplies and stuff. It is taking up half of our garage. Half of our garage is just stuff that she's accumulated over the years. And we're moving this. We had to get a separate giant U-Haul trailer. I loaded that thing up box by box to get all the stuff here. It's just absurd, because she doesn't have enough supplies in the classroom to actually handle what she has to do. And which, by the way, in every class, standard, there's going to be a standard deviation of students, right? And it only takes one student, maybe two, to stop the entire class from being productive and getting the language that they need, or the literacy that they need. What role do you think AI is going to play in education of our students over the next 5 years?
I hope we can formulate it where it'll definitely help the teachers and build more segues into helping them build and layers where they can educate these children, instead of just passing them on. So listen, I can totally relate. I have friends who are teachers, and funding is critical. And like you said, spending time and that quality time with the classroom. One of them, it could just take the classroom to a different angle where you need to retract, right? But I hope, Mark, that there's someone that, and I believe that AI could help in the long run for education, reading, writing. I mean, just the fundamentals, just the basics. At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer. I think, elementary is very crucial. We're learning the basics in elementary is what helped me, to be honest with you. Thereafter, I was just like, okay, I'm bored. And then I just started thinking on another path and another level as an entrepreneur. But to answer your question, AI will be, I believe, very instrumental in helping our teachers for the future, which we need. And teachers need the help. I mean, they're so underpaid and so overlooked, my brother, that I have several friends who are teachers, like I mentioned, and it's sad that we need to support them and get more involved.